Hi, my name is Mark Meyer with EnviroGuard, and today we're going to be talking about the React Extract system in regard to your complete remediation protocol. We're going to be talking about the tools that you need, the products that you need, as well as safety and other items that you might want to be concerned with throughout the protocol, and we're going to be talking about how it impacts your efficiency and profitability overall. The React Extract system reduces labor during your remediation protocol by removing a lot of the labor, including the scrubbing and the wiping associated with remediation. Let's discuss personal protection equipment so that you're safe. For skin protection from direct exposure, use Tychem SL suits or equivalent with a hood and foot protection. For respiratory protection, use a multi-gas, multi-vapor cartridge for your full face mask. Make sure that your mask has been fit tested. For hand protection, use nitrile gloves for chemical resistance and work gloves to prevent ripping the nitrile glove. Next, we'll discuss the chemicals, tools, and materials that you'll be using in your production protocol. Knockdown is a concentrated cross-contamination control agent. It can be used after demolition, after cleanup, and/or before clearance testing. Knockdown works by encapsulating air and surface-borne particles and contaminants and then immobilizes them on surfaces until they're cleaned away. Prior to use, make each gallon of knockdown that you need for the job by adding 3 3/4 quarts of water to a container. Then add 1 cup of knockdown concentrate to the same container and mix until combined. Add the ready-to-use knockdown to your fogger for use. OxyPrep is a mold stain remover, but its most important feature is that it preps the surface for the labor savings and highly effective neutralization reaction that occurs with Oxypar. As a gas dissolved in water, OxyPrep is a ready-to-use formula that is shelf-stable for between 3 and 6 months based upon temperature. To maximize shelf life, store OxyPrep in a space that is less than 80 degrees Fahrenheit. In warmer climates and where storage supersedes 80 degrees regularly, store OxyPrep on the floor, preferably on cool concrete. Oxypar LR is a highly effective and shelf-stable hydrogen peroxide-based formula that is effective for the soil load removal aspects of remediation by itself. However, when used directly after the application of OxyPrep, it chemically reacts on contact, producing an exothermic reaction that forms a thick foam on the entire surface. This foam is valuable for several reasons. First, it's an indicator to technicians of complete application in order to maximize quality control on the job. Second, due to both the heat and physical action of the foam, it forces and absorbs the soil load from within and on the surfaces being cleaned into the foam for efficient vacuum extraction. Finally, because the system produces a completely clean and dust-free surface, it eliminates conducive conditions that might otherwise lead to a future problem. The equipment needed for this production protocol includes a B&G ULV fogger for use with knockdown, a BTM sprayer for use with OxyPrep and Oxypar LR, and a HEPA vacuum that can handle both dry and wet vacuuming. Now let's discuss best practices. A job site evaluation and inspection should be completed on the mechanical systems and plumbing, the exterior of the structure, and within the structure and the contents prior to executing the following production protocol. Both humans and pets should vacate the property being remediated until the contractor executing this protocol indicates that it is safe to occupy the building. The HVAC system should be turned off during this service. Any necessary emergency services, such as water damage restoration, should be completed prior to this protocol unless otherwise determined by the contractor. Demolition and bulk debris removal should be completed, and containment, negative air, and air scrubbing should be set prior to this protocol. If cross-contamination is a concern, temporarily suspend negative air and fog knockdown into the space and build to 100% humidity. Once reached, allow the knockdown application to dwell for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, evacuate the fog by re-engaging negative air. Now that you've completed emergency services and have prepared the site, let's discuss remediation protocol details and steps. Once bulk soil load removal and HEPA vacuuming has been completed, it's time to begin the cleaning work with OxyPrep and Oxypar LR using the BTM spray system. Plug your BTM sprayer into any 110 outlet. Make sure the sprayer is located in a space that's not in the way of your production. For example, if you're working in a crawl space, station your sprayer outside the crawl space entrance along with your chemicals and other equipment. Make sure that the space being remediated is free and clear of obstructions, that you've chosen the most efficient path of application for the job, and that the technicians responsible for executing the protocol are aware of the timing between application and extraction. To start, open the valve on the BTM sprayer so that your valve runs parallel to the air line. Open each gallon or pail of OxyPrep and Oxypar and feed the corresponding draw tubes into each product from the BTM sprayer. For best practices, your red line should correspond with OxyPrep, while your blue line should correspond with Oxypar. Set your BTM sprayer at 50 psi. This can be adjusted up or down, but we've found that 50 psi prevents against product blowback while maximizing spray pattern and consistency. To maximize penetration, if you're working on cold surfaces or on a resinous surface such as particle board and OSB, add 2 ounces per gallon of sorbicist to each gallon of OxyPrep being used on the job. Since there may be water in the line from the previous job, test by depressing both the red and blue buttons together until a thick foam forms. Before applying OxyPrep and Oxypar, take some time to work with your technicians so that they understand the timing involved in the use of the products. As mentioned previously, the importance of the mold stain removal that accompanies the use of OxyPrep in the context of our protocol is not only for the aesthetic appeal, but most importantly, the neutralization reaction that occurs and allows for a faster and less time-intensive and therefore more profitable remediation procedure. Keep in mind that the colder the surface and the more dense the surface, the longer it takes to see the mold stain removal results with OxyPrep. To begin, saturate the surface being remediated with OxyPrep. Pay attention to not only wetting out any soil load on the surface, but also the wood, concrete, or any other material being cleaned. Stain removal is not the primary objective. However, it is an indicator that OxyPrep has been absorbed deeply enough into the surface. Now apply Oxypar LR to the already treated surface. When the two products combine, an exothermic reaction occurs which lifts and suspends the entire soil load to the resultant foam on the surface. Once the foam becomes dirty and has absorbed everything from the surface, vacuum extract the foam using a brush attachment to move over nails and splinters and to reach into corners. If any dirt, debris, or mold remains, you can simply spot reapply OxyPrep to the same area to create a second reaction. You can then extract a second time so that the surface is visibly clean. For unused chemical, spray it back into its original container, taking care not to cross-contaminate the products. Run 2 to 3 gallons of clear water through the lines, depressing both the red and blue buttons together. When a reaction no longer occurs, the lines have been sufficiently cleaned. Turn the power off to the unit, turn off the air valve, and drain the condensate from the air compressor before storing. For surfaces receiving EnviroGuard moisture control coatings or sealants, ensure that all surfaces are at 20% moisture content or less using a moisture meter. While the structure is available to us, we can also use HandyFoam 605 to air seal, control moisture, insulate, and improve a structure's rigidity, strength, and comfort. All EnviroGuard products mentioned in this video are available at ParadigmLabs.us or simply call us at 888-933-4554.